guys? Welcome back to Big Wolf Gaming 1503 with me, your boy Big Wolf. Today I'll be showcasing a battle between the undead. On my side, I'll be leading the Vampire Counts Musion faction versus Trico95, who will be taking on the followers of Nagash for the Tomb Kings faction. Now, for the Vampire Counts, I'm going to be fielding 3 units of zombies, 3 units of skeleton spears, 2 corpse carts, 1 with an unholy lodestone and a generic one, the Arwar unit of Graveguard, Krell himself, Arwar Claw of Nagash with Mortis Engine, and Arwar Dire Pack of Direwolves, and the 2 units of Blood Knights. For the Tomb Kings over here, my opponent fielded 4 units of skeleton spears, 1 being the Arwar, 3 units of Nehekar warriors, 3 units of skeleton archers, 1 of them being the Arwar unit, 2 units of dire wolves, 1 necro sphinx, 3 screaming catapults, and all being led by Archon the Black himself. Now, without further ado, let us go ahead and see how this played out. So, right off the bat, the screaming catapults are going to be doing massive damage into that front line of zombies, but then again, that's what zombies are for: human meat shields, cannon fodder. So, well, in this case, they may not be cannons, but they're still fodder. Screaming catapults not only doing physical damage but they're actually doing morale damage, which is going to make them crumble far faster, possibly not even reach the main battle line there. But so long as they protect those 3 units of skeleton spears, that's basically their job. Now, we have the two corp carts to basically go ahead and just give our undead army some buffs. And the way I try to space out my units here was to try to not give them too much of a single target to be able to pepper without compromising the rest of my units. So that way he can go ahead and focus on maybe unit by unit, but he wouldn't necessarily be able to hit the entire battle line. Now, as that's going on, I started using the flanks over here and pulled the dire wolves to see if I could probably start hitting some of those archers, maybe the screaming catapults, as well as having the Claw of Nagash, try to see if they can outflank these units on the sides here. Meanwhile, Krell and the Graveguard are going to see if they can move up into the battle line and engage, finally cause some damage upon the enemy over there. Meanwhile, the Tomb Kings are dealing massive missile damage to the undead here. Zombie units, if I'm not mistaken, one of them has already been wiped out. The second unit of zombies here not looking so good, and the third one not looking good itself. But the rest of the undead army is looking pretty decent as it's coming into battle here. Now, the dire pack on my behalf finally did engage, but unfortunately it was the wrong unit. It was the unit of spears instead of the unit of archers, because I guess they got clipped there. But the Mortis Engine was finally able to go ahead and give them a rear charge and knock down some of that penalty in terms of morale there, so they can go ahead and start breaking and crumbling faster. In the main battle line, the Screaming Catapult is dealing massive damage to the corpse cart with the Unholy Lodestone. My opponent clearly prioritizing that. Up on the right hand side here, we have 2 units of Blood Knights, both coming in for the rear charge, hoping to engage these units as they're unaware. Got my Vampire Lord here, the Red Duke himself, pulling up to the battle line to see if he can go ahead and give his unit some buffs, possibly revive a couple units or 2. And it looks like this first unit of Blood Knights is going to go ahead and engage the Dire Wolf Pack in the rear. And that shouldn't last long. Look at that morale. Look at that health bar already at halfway, and they just initiated that charge. Blood Knights are just going through those hounds like butter, dude. Already moving on to the Necro Sphinx. Holding it in place, not getting much of a charge with the second unit here, using that anti-large bonus, dealing some nice damage at the very beginning here. Now, it is going to be a grind. For cavalry, it shouldn't take long, especially this cavalry here in specific. Nah, that's going to be a nice grind fight. Oh, Tomb Kings here getting bonuses. Now that means with yes, Archon is near. He is here to fortify his troops. Meanwhile, the Blood Knights finally disengaging and re-engaging into these units of spearmen that were holding up the Mortis Engine, finally being able to free it, while Krell and the Arwar unit of Graveguard are finally in combat and just doing what they do best: returning the dead to the dead. man, this unit of zombies, you know they took a beating, but hey man, they're hanging on for dear life a second time or a third time. When you roll with the vampires, you never know how many times. Now that Necro Sphinx going down quite easily now, it's beginning to crumble. It's a critical binding here, but it should begin crumbling any second now. There it is, crumbling, taking health damage. This should only be a matter of seconds before this thing is on the floor. Oof. A couple of those Blood Knights paying the price for staying in too long. But it finally crumbles in on itself and collapses into a heap of metal. Meanwhile, Blood Knights are going to take the chance to reform, catch a quick breath before reinitiating again, but not before losing another couple models. On this side over here, we got a unit of zombies that was recently summoned to support the Mortis engine here. And they're doing great work against this unit of skeleton spears, which is now crumbling due to the rear charge from the Mortis engine. Not to mention the psychological damage, because it does cause terror, and although fear units cause fear, I believe terror outweighs fear. Now for the battle line here, it's looking great for the Tomb Kings, just because they outnumber the vampire counts, but it's not by much here. Zombies are wavering, but the skeleton spears are holding strong, holding true so far, and just doing what they do best, which is hold the enemy back. Yellow on yellow. That was probably the hardest part about this fight, was trying to differentiate what banner was yours and what banner was his. A big old clash of the undead, man. Grimy skeleton fighting, dude. No blood, no nothing, just a pile of heap of bones. Blood Knights, though, disengaging. Possibly lining up for another good charge here. This battle line, man, although it may not have blood, it is littered with bodies. Littered. Oh, unit of the artillery crew here is not looking very good for that screaming catapult. Wavering, it should be critical if not crumbling. Yeah, it's still critical, but it should be hitting crumbling any second now. Wow. There it is. Zombies are crumbling, however. And there they go, they disintegrated. Archon the Black, the man himself, here dealing with Krell. Two undead badasses dealing with each other, but in the end, only one could take it. And today, it looked like it happened to be the vampire counts. So, right off the bat here, look at that. I mean, granted, this is all chaff because they are skeletons on skeletons, but at the end of the day, the Red Duke, 240 kills, most of them being support, but that's pretty impressive for a single mounted character. You also have the unit of Arwar Graveguard, 218 kills. You have a huge difference here, but nonetheless, they both did well. But one unit of Blood Knights doing 51 kills, which is nothing, but the other unit doing 115 kills, so I suppose that backs it up. Mortis Engine doing a whopping 91 by itself, and the pack of Direwolves coming in at 32. Now, on the enemy side, though, this unit of archers here, a whopping 166 kills, putting in some work, and this Screaming Catapult coming in at 129. That right there, I mean, I'm not going to lie, that was a pretty fun battle. It was a lot of crumbling. It was a nail biter just for that, because I wasn't sure, am I going to crumble, is he going to crumble, but at the end of the day, only one could prevail, and in this instance, it was the Red Duke. So, thank you guys for joining me on this one. Also, go ahead and take the time, if you guys would like, to join the social media. All links are going to be posted down below. It would really help out if you guys could just go ahead and join Discord, because I host basically game setups there. So anytime you guys are playing Total War or any other sort of game like that, I have on Discord. You know, if you're looking for a game, can't find any people to play live games with, go online and you can go ahead and figure some out. But thank you guys very much, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.